What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create an automation that generates a blog post using make.com. So let's get started. This is a simple automation that I'm going to show you how to create in this video. It's triggered after we submit an email and a keyword of the blog post that we would like to generate on Typeform. So on Typeform, I've created a form that I've renamed to blog generation form. Here's where we're going to add our email address and the keyword that would like to generate a blog post. We're going to capture our email and our keyword over here on this module. And then we're going to proceed to add the keyword and the email to Airtable. So on Airtable, I've created a database that I've renamed to blog post base. Here's where we're going to add our keyword, email. And after we are done generating our blog post, we're going to add our blog post URL over here. After we've added our keyword and our email address on Airtable, we're going to find high ranking articles related to the keyword. We're also going to find citations related to the keyword, and then we're going to format an outline of our blog post, and then we're going to create an outline of our blog post, and then we're going to go ahead and generate our blog post markdown format. So here we're going to convert it from markdown to HTML, and then add the blog post to a Google Docs file. Here we're going to update our Airtable with the link of the blog post, and then we're going to notify ourselves via email that a new blog post has been generated with the link of the blog post attached to the email. This is the subject line of the email. This is the email content right here. You can see we're adding the link to the blog post that we just generated using the simple automation. So this is the example blog post that we're going to generate using automation right here. You can see if it's even including a conclusion. So we generated a blog post using the automating a sales pipeline for agencies keyword. So here you can see this is the incredible blog post that we generated for us. Which is this blog post right here. Let's go ahead and start creating the simple automation to generate an incredible blog post similar to this one right here. To get started, I've created a scenario that I've renamed to blog post generator. Here, since we're going to fill in our email and our keyword on Typeform, I'll search for Typeform. Click on Typeform. Here we're going to watch responses of our form. You can see we have two watch responses triggers, one with acid, the other one with instant and acid. The difference between the two is the one with acid only. You'll need to choose when you like to trigger the module. With the one with instant only, it instantly triggers after you submit your email and your keyword on Typeform. Since I would like to choose when I would like to start, I'm going to choose the watch response with acid only. You'll need to create a connection between your Typeform account and make.com account by clicking on add. Here you'll rename your connection and click on save. On the new window that pops up, choose the account that you'd like to connect to make. Your connection will be created. Since I had already created my connection, I'm going to close and choose my connection right here. We're going to limit it to one. And here I'm going to choose our form. Our form is going to be the blog generation form. Here I'm going to click on save. It's asking me to choose where I would like to start. I can choose to start from now, since a specific date, all or choose manually. I'm going to choose start from now and click on save. Now on Typeform, I'm going to click on share. So we can get this link of this form, fill in our email and our keyword. So here, I'll copy the link to this form and open it on a new tab. Here we're going to add our email address, and here I'm going to click on OK. For our keyword, I'm going to use the lead generation strategies for agency as our keyword, and here I'm going to click on submit. On our scenario, I'll run this module. Here, you can see we captured our email and our keyword. Now, with our email and our keyword, we can proceed to add it on a Airtable. I'll add another module. I'll search for Airtable. Here, I'm going to click on create a record module. Like we did with Typeform, you'll also need to create a connection between your make account and Airtable. Here, just click on add, then click on connection type. Choose the Airtable token or key. Here, you'll add your personal access token. To get your token on Airtable on your database, click on your profile, click on build a hub. It'll create your personal access token. By clicking on create new token, give your token a name. Here you can add a scope. Just to add all the scopes right here. Here, then come and delete the ones that you don't want later on. And then for the base, just choose all current and future bases in all current and future workspaces. Then after you've given your token a name, click on create a token. Then copy the token and come and paste it right here. Then click on save to create your connection. Since I had already created my connection, I'm going to choose my connection right here and choose our database. Our database is a blog post based database. Here we're going to choose our table, which is a blog post table. Here we're going to have values of our keyword, which will be this keyword here, and our email address over here. For the blog post, we're going to update it later on after we've generated our blog post. Here I'm going to click on save. Here, So to add our data to your table, I'm going to choose to start manually. Choose our recent record here. Click on run once. We added our record on your table. On our database, you can see we added our keyword and our email address right here. Let us proceed to start generating our blog post using our keyword. So I'm going to choose AI to generate our blog post. I'm going to choose Gemini. So here I'll search Gemini. Then I'll click on create a completion. I'm going to choose the latest model, which is Gemini 2.0 Flash. Here I'll click on add item, choose a role. I'm going to choose the user role. Here I'll add an item. Message type, I'm going to choose text and add our prompt right here. So for the first module, we like to find related articles to our keyword. So the prompt could be on the lines of search for the top ranking articles about this keyword, then extract and format the outlines in Markdown. Present the outlines as a numbered list, like the first article is outlined, second article is outlined, that article is outlined. Provide only the outlines, no explanations or extra text. Here I'm going to click on save. So here, I rename this to find related articles. Then click on OK. Yeah, I'll choose our previous keyword and run automation to find related articles. So here, when we check out the results, you can see we found 3 incredible articles related to our keyword. We can clone this, but instead of finding related articles, we can find citations. I'll rename this to citations and click on OK. So on this module, we're only going to change our prompt. We're going to leave everything as is. Model is going to be Gemini 2.0. The role is going to be user. We're going to add our user prompt over here, where the prompt could be on the lines of find 5 statistics, citations, or educational materials about our keyword. For each source, provide the citation or a link and a one-line summary of the key findings. I'll put only the citations, no explanations or extra text. Here I'm going to click on save. To generate citations, I'll choose where to start and choose our previous submission right here and run automation. Here we found related articles to our keyword. Here we generated new ones. We also generated citations over here, 5 incredible citations related to our keyword. With our articles and citations, we can generate an outline for our blog post. Here I'm going to click on Gemini, then click on create a completion module. Here we're going to choose our latest AI model, which is Gemini 2.0 Flash. Here we're going to add a message. Same round, I'm going to choose the role of the model. Message type, I'm going to choose text and add a prompt for the model role and say that you're a helpful, intelligent content assistant. You can add now a prompt for the user role. Choose a user, add an item. I'm going to choose a message type as text and add a prompt for the user role. Could be on the lines of reformat the search module output into JSON using the structure below. Our array is called blog outline. I would like to output the title and the outline as a markdown. So here we're going to write this JSON over here and include some rules for this module, where we are telling the AI to include 3 outlines in the blog outlines array. We're also telling it to store each outline under the markdown outline, replacing new lines with this sign right here. Structure the outlines using markdown, titles as H1, main section as H2, subsections as H3. Also for the H1, we're using 1 hashtag, H2 we're going to use 2 hashtags, H3 we're going to use 3 hashtags, and so on. If any value is missing, set it as empty. Use only the specified parameters, title and markdown outline. And then here I'm going to click on save. Yeah, I'll rename this to format outlines. Then here I'm going to click on OK. Prompt for the user role. Yeah, I'll add an item. You're going to choose the user role. Yeah, I'm going to choose the message type as text. And here we're going to add, since we are formatting our blog outlines, we're going to format our blog outline in the format of our high-ranking articles that we found right here. So here, I'll add the articles that we found over here. Then here I'll click on save. Here, I'll choose to start from our previous submission. Over here, and click on save. And now run it to see if we're going to format our blog outlines. I'll run automation. can see we generated a blog outline. The articles that we found right here. This is an outline for the first article, second article, the third article right here. We're going to use these outline to generate our blog post. Now, on this module, we are generating a format for a blog outline. Let us go ahead and create our blog post outline. So here, I'll duplicate this module, and here I'll rename this to blog post outline. Click on OK. For the model role, we're going to leave it as you're a helpful, intelligent content assistant. The prompt for the role of the user could be on the lines of generate a high quality, comprehensive blog post outline on this topic. Here we're going to enter our keyword by fully digesting the provided outline. Here we're going to add our format outline that we generated on this module, understanding and incorporating the citation with the key findings, creating a significantly improved, more in-depth outline, fewer than 7 main sections, ensuring the outline is original, while encapsulating the core concepts from the provided outline, output in JSON in this format. Also adding some rules. Format the outline in Markdown style, use varied formatting, H1s, H2s, H3s, H4s, bullet points, etc. Integrate all provided citations, formatting them correctly in Markdown. And here, we're also adding the role of the user and adding our citations over here. And then here I'm going to click on Save. Generating our blog post outline, we can now proceed to write our blog post. So I'll duplicate this module. Here we can rename this to write blog post and click on OK. Here we're only going to change the prompt for the user roles. We're going to choose our latest model. Then for the model role, the prompt for the model role will be you're a helpful, intelligent content assistant. Then the prompt for the user role will be generate a high quality 1500 word article based on the provided outline fragment. Here we're going to add our blog post outline. After we generate it right here, we're also adding a couple of roles where we are formatting our outline in a Markdown style. We're using H2 headings for the outline title. Also telling AI to confine content strictly to the given outline, no additional or unrelated information. Ensure there are exactly 5 outlines in total. Do not include call to actions, introductions unless explicitly instructed. Incorporate provided citations using Markdown format. Maintain a simple, straightforward tone and no fluff. We're also adding our keyword right here and the specific outline right here for the citation. And here I'm going to click on Save. So this module is writing our blog post. So now to test if our automation will generate our blog post outline and write our blog post, here I'll choose to start from our previous submission. This is submission right here and click on Save, and then I'll run our automation. Now, here, you can see that automation generated our blog post outline over here. It's a very long outline, as you can see. And here it went ahead and generated our blog post. So you can see our results over here. So this is our blog post in Markdown format. So it's giving us a conclusion and adding citations over here, which is really incredible. So since automation is generating our blog post, we can go ahead and convert this Markdown into HTML. So I'll search for Markdown, click on Markdown, and we're going to convert Markdown to HTML. Here we'll add our results, choose these results right here, and click on Save. After converting our Markdown to HTML, we can proceed and add our blog post to a Google Docs file. So I'll search for Google Docs, click on Google Docs, then here I'll click on Create a Document. We'll also need to create a connection like we did previously by clicking on Add, renaming your connection right here, and signing in with your Google account. It might ask you for the client ID and the client secret. You'll get the client ID and the secret from your Google API. You'll give the name of your blog post. We're going to name our blog post our keyword. And then for the content, we're going to add our HTML. We're going to choose our documents location. You can choose to add to my folder right here on Google Drive and click on Save. Here, I'll rename this to blog post. I'm going to click on OK. Since we already saw that our automation is generating our blog post, we can proceed to add the link to our blog post on Airtable. So on Airtable, I'm going to click on the Update Record module. I'm going to choose database. Should be this base. Table will be blog post table. Record ID, we're going to add our ID right here. We already added our keyword and our email. The only thing that we'll add is a blog post URL. After we generate our blog post URL, we're going to add it right here, which will be the web view link. then here I'll click on save. You can also notify ourselves via email that a new blog post has been generated to notification email. Here we're going to add our email address that we added on Typeform. Here is the recipient. Subject line of the email could be in the lines of new blog post successfully generated. Content type we're going to choose plain text. The content of this email could be in the lines of hi there. Your latest blog post has been generated and is ready for review. Access it here. Here we'll add our web view link. You can now review the content, make any necessary edits, and publish it whenever you're ready. If you need any modifications or enhancement, feel free to adjust it as needed. Let us know if you have any questions or require any further assistance. There's your AI blog generator. I'm going to click on save. Now we can test if automation works and if it will generate our blog post, convert it into HTML, and then add it to a Google Docs file, and then update our record on Airtable, notify us via email of the blog post. To test if automation works, I'm not going to fill in our form again. Instead, I'm going to choose to start from a previous submission that we did earlier, which is this submission right here, and click on save. So here we're going to add our keyword and our email address. And then after we've generated our blog post, we're going to add this link over here. To test if automation works, now I'll run it. Yeah, you can see that automation ran successfully. Here we got our keyword and our email address. Then we added the keyword and the address to Airtable. So you can see we added our keyword right here and the email address. We also added the blog post URL right here. So after we added the keyword and the email to our Airtable, we used the keyword to find related articles to the keyword. We also found citations related to the keyword. We also generated an outline for a blog post, and then generated the blog post outlines, and then we wrote the blog post right here. So here, when you click on results, you can see the blog post that we wrote over here. And then we converted our blog post into HTML and added the HTML over here. So this is a link to our blog post. When I open the link on a new tab, you'll see the incredible blog post that it generated for us. As you can see, it's a very simple blog post right here. You can choose to format it the right way over here. It's a 3-page blog post. So you can see starting with an introduction. It's also including citations in our blog post right here, and going much more deeper into lead generation strategies for an agency, like cold emailing, LinkedIn outreach, or paid advertising, and writing a conclusion for us over here. And then we add in the link of the blog post over Airtable. So on Airtable, you can see we added our link over here. So if I open it, we're going to get the same blog post that we generated over here. And then we notified ourselves via email of the new blog post that we generated. So on my email, you can see this email right here, this email notification right here, new blog post successfully generated. You can access it right here. So if I click on this link, it will redirect you to the blog post that is generated for us over here. Right here, our automation is capturing our keyword and our email, and adding the keyword and the email to our Airtable. Then we're finding articles related to the keyword and the citations related to the keyword. Then we are formatting an outline for a blog post. Then we're generating the blog outline and then generating the blog post. By generating the blog post, we're converting the markdown of the blog post to HTML, and then adding the blog post HTML to a Google Docs file, which is this blog post right here. We're also adding the link of the blog post over Airtable over here, then notifying ourselves via email of the new blog post that has been generated using this module. And this is the email that we're sending to ourselves after the blog post has been generated with the link of the blog post, using the simple automation that we created on Make right here. Automation, you can also choose to generate images for your blog post. So you can generate images using any AI tool or ChatGPT. Then you can add the images to a blog post right here. You can generate various images and add the images to a blog post right here. Our automation works perfectly. It's generating our blog post using Gemini, then adding the HTML of our blog post to Google Docs, and adding the link to Airtable, and sending us an email notification that our blog post has been generated via email. Now, if you have an automation or a system in mind that you'd like for me to create, just comment down below in the comment section. And if I land on your comment and I find it intriguing, I'll come back on a future video showing you how to create the entire automation or system using Make from scratch. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.